Between the 3 DC movies that came out this year, where would we rank Blue Beetle?
For me, it's pretty easy. It's pretty much in the order.
Is it easy?
Blue Beetle, best of the 3. Then I'd say probably The Flash in the middle, and then Shazam 2 at the bottom.
Interesting. I would probably put Shazam.
This is hard.
This is actually hard.
Well,
It's hard because they're all kind of like. I kind of like Shazam more than the Flash.
To me, The Flash and Shazam 2 are kind of like both together pretty close, but Blue Beetle's just
because I think what helps Shazam 2 and The Flash is a lot of the humor that both movies have.
Oh yeah, the freaking unicorns in Shazam 2. Like, that was great.
And just as
Taste the rainbow.
Awkwardness kind of like that he adds to the character is really cool.
Yeah.
Are really nice. It's like it's funny. And then having Zachary Levi.
I definitely like
also
the first
really
Shazam movie better than the second.
Yeah, but we're talking about Shazam.
I know these are
Shazam
1 isn't part of this mediocre bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be my order: Blue Beetle, then the Flash, then Shazam.
This is the okay bunch. It is wild. Anthony, do you still need time? I know you said this is hard.
It is hard.
It's hard for me, but I think I got it. I think I got it. Zach, do you want to go, or do you want me to?
Yeah, easy. 1, 2, 3. Blue Beetle, Shazam, the Flash. But Shazam and the Flash are like close.
Cool. We're pretty similar.
Because they both have like their pros and cons, but I prefer Shazam just a little bit better.
Definitely the worst one in terms of CGI.
The Flash. That's where I'm like.
Flash.
That's where I'm like, because like I feel like as a movie, like story wise, I would say The Flash is probably the better
story.
Of all of them.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I think I would rather like rewatch Blue Beetle more than The Flash. Just because like after I watched The Flash, I was like, it was entertaining, but I don't know if I want to watch it again just because it was like
offensive to
it was also
eyes.
annoying. It was also annoying at parts.
Offensive to
like
his
as much
eyes.
as I liked Michael Keaton in it, it wasn't all Michael Keaton the whole time.
As much as I love the random Lord of the Rings reference in The Flash, like,
That was great.
that was hilarious, by the way.
It just fits so well.
And like, whoever wrote that in, good on them. But yeah, like to their point.
Like my thing with Blue Beetle is like, yeah, it was entertaining, but to me it's kind of like it's like a lot of other superhero movies. So it's kind of like not that original aside from the like Latin culture of it.
What's original nowadays?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like
why
you
you
have
could try to make it
there's
original.
been how many years of good and well done hero movies, even going back to the Nolan movies. Like Iron Man had to like live up to how good the Nolan movies were, and then all the early DC movies had to live up to that. So it's like we've had a lot of
Iron Man came out the same year as Dark Knight.
Exactly.
So
We've had a lot of years, like almost 15 years now, of seeing what a good superhero movie is. And it's like I feel like this movie is a very maybe like late 90s movie. Like that's how it felt. Like it has like the 80s soundtrack.
Yeah.
80s soundtrack with the like late 90s vibe. And so like if this movie came out like 99, I would probably be like, dude, this movie is awesome. And it would probably be one of my favorite hero movies because at that point, not many good ones had come out.
Yeah.
And this one would have been great. But because we've had all these years of these
The best ones,
well-done movies.
The best one of the late '90s, Blade.
There you go.
I'll say that right now. I don't think you two have ever seen that movie.
No,
That movie's
I've
awesome.
That movie came out at like it was ahead of its time.
That was like what 98, 98
I think so. It was.
But that's why for me this list is tough because I feel like it's like Shazam 2, the same thing. It was entertaining. There were parts I liked about it, but it's kind of like it was okay, and the first one was better.
Yeah.
The Flash was like
the villain in part 1 of Shazam makes more sense. Like it was definitely there's more of a connection to that than the villains in part 2.
So it's like with all these movies, they all had elements that I enjoyed, and they were similarly entertaining. But I don't know how often I would rewatch any of these. That's where I'm coming at.
True, yeah. Because I feel like I wouldn't watch most of these.
Blue Beetle, I'll probably watch one or a couple more times because I'm sure I'm going to see it at least one more time in theaters. Yeah. But the thing is, I don't think I would mind seeing Blue Beetle again versus like I kind of watching The Flash. I could have easily just watched The Flash on HBO Max because it's on there now. I haven't gone back to see it again.
It's not on there yet.
Oh, no?
but
Flash
it will
is coming. I saw that on there.
It's not on there yet, but yeah, like
Yeah.
even if it was, I probably wouldn't have gone back and watched it. I probably would have rather seen Man of Steel again because that movie's great.
Yeah, it just
But,
says coming soon.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I would say Blue Beetle, Flash, Shazam 2. But it's to me it's weird. It's like the year of the okay DC movies.
The weird.
If they were all great and they all still flopped, then
that's every
then
year.
it would have been strange.
Damn, Zach.
It would've been
Zach
strange.
and with it. That's
It's the year
year.
every year.
Damn.
You're
every year.
All right.
So, yeah.
So
We'll
Which is
see.
pretty sad when you think
I think
about
I think mine now in retrospect I'm thinking about it. I think I'm in line with Danny in the sense that I would put it's Blue Beetle, Shazam, and then Flash. But like
And that's surprising because
Shazam
it
is-
seemed like you guys liked the Flash more than I did.
yeah, I like the Flash was like there were a lot of like when the Flash gets right, I think it does it the best out of what all of these other two movies when they get right they do it right. But it has so much else going against it that it's just like damn like
Yeah.
it kind of holds it back. Whereas like again like thinking of and also there's so many of these weird callbacks and everything else in the Flash that I think really hurts it. Whereas Blue Beetle again can be its own standalone thing. If you know a lot of like the extra DC lore, good for you. You'll be rewarded, but it's not essential
Enough.
to. Yeah, it's not like you don't even know what Prometheum is. I was like, but I did. I was like, that's cool. I did that. But like bringing in like old school OMAC, I was like, damn, like they're bringing that Jack Kirby stuff. But and then like with Shazam, like the main thing that that Blue Beetle and Shazam had that the Flash didn't was family.
And better CGI.
And better CG, but also family.
So let's just put Flash at last.
Yeah.
But it's weird because Flash is probably like I said, better story
It's the
and
best-
and it's the
story.
best acted. There were
yeah,
some
Ezra
characters.
Miller had really good acting,
There
and
were
Michael
some-
Keaton acted really well.
There's some characters in Shazam too that were like, and then even in Blue Beetle, it's like not everyone's that great in the acting. Susan Sarandon, like I said,
Yeah,
it could have been anybody. They just kind of like she just read her lines and they're like, good for you.
that's the same thing with Lucy Liu's character in,
Yes,
in Shazam
dude,
too.
she was just like reading off stuff, and she was on some mechanical bull, which was supposed to be the dragon,
dragon.
because it looked really bad. The moments that she's just like on top of the dragon screaming at the screen, I was like, man, that
Yeah.
does not look good.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's weird.
And
Yeah.
like I mentioned before, like it sucks because DC has such great characters and
Characters, yeah.
stories that it shouldn't be this hard for them to make
Yeah,
like
they
great
shouldn't be
movies.
They
this
have good comics, and even a lot of their animated movies are
A lot of
Their
done.
animated
Yeah,
movies
they're well
are
done. man.
that's where they're
Most-
that's where
not
they're
all of
actually
them,
better.
not all of them, but
have
there's some of them
their
that are really well
success with having like good characterization or good adaptations of their characters
Yeah.
within the animation.
They usually get somebody's like, hey, I'm really passionate about the character. Can I write it? Oh, cool. We'll do it low stakes animation. And then the animation comes like, hey, this is godlike. How did this happen? Oh, it's because you got somebody who made a pitch and said, hey, I think I know what I can do with the character. This is what my background is, and I like it. Cool.
because a lot of the animated movies throughout like the late
Which I'm not saying
2010 or like the late 2000s into like the mid 2010s up until like Flashpoint were like a lot of them were great.
Even the Flashpoint
Well, even
one.
Flashpoint itself.
Yeah, Flashpoint
like,
itself.
That's not saying that everybody involved in Blue Beetle like didn't love or respect the character. They obviously
No,
did.
sure.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
absolutely
they-
did. Like you can see a lot of the.
You
love
can
in
tell
them, too.
that they-
Yeah, you
yeah.
can tell 100%. So